What is up, my producer, beat maker, artist, music lover, musician, music maker family? This is Strat Carter here from Strategic Audio. Hope everyone is doing well. Got another simple video for you all today. I'm actually in the mood right now to cook up a brand new vintage soul sample. I got a chord progression in my head that I'm going to put down on the piano, and then I'm just going to kind of figure out how to add some melodic elements around it and maybe showcase how it sounds on some drums. As a matter of fact, you probably already heard a preview at the beginning of the video. So now this is how it was done. As usual, I'm going to start with the piano. Piano is obviously my favorite instrument, and it is so integral, so important to this genre, to this style of music, this vintage soul style. And of course, you know, this is the style, the genre that has been sampled throughout the years in hip hop and other genres too, but mainly hip hop. Especially in the golden era, what they call the golden era, that boom bap era, and even today in the era with more trap and more modern styles. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this cook up. Okay, so that's the piano. Obviously, I'm playing it live on my MIDI keyboard. And when you are not a concert pianist, a master concert pianist, you tend to make a little mistakes, and that's fine. There's a human element in the mistakes that is often quite desirable in this style of music. Some of the mistakes I'll probably go in the MIDI and I'll fix up, and I'll show you what I mean. But don't ever be too afraid to make mistakes. That's the point I'm trying to make. Actually, the timing of the chords is actually pretty good. I don't need to do much, but maybe, you know, when you got large fingers, sometimes you hit some errant notes. So I'll probably go through and fix that up and continue from there. All right, so I got the piano. I think next up what I'm hearing is some brass, some trumpet perhaps, and let's try that. I'm probably just gonna follow the same kind of chord progression as the piano. All right, trumpets down. I think it's time for the bass line now. So the bass line is going to be simple. I'm basically going to be following, for the most part, the root notes of the main chord progression and just adding some accents to try to make it approximate what you might hear with a real bass player. So let's go. And just like I said, it followed the root notes of the chord progression pretty much to a T. I added in this octave up just as an accent because I like how sometimes bass players do that. You know, and it's all about listening to what's happening, listening to the genre that you're making, and trying to make it feel as authentic as possible. And the rest is, well, there's a flourish at the end here. Let's play that. I love that. That little DFG. Love it. Let's move on. I have an idea for an organ. And you might have guessed it, but the organ will also follow the main chord progression. there's no need to try to make it too complex with too many different counter melodies. It's building layers on top of each other, make it sound full. And as long as you're using the right sound selection and the right technique, you're going to get the result that you're looking for, that authentic vintage sound. Okay, sounds like we're coming together pretty well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, don't want to add too much, because there's a tendency sometimes for me and other producers to overdo it. But I think I'm going to add just some vocal elements now, because, you know, adding a vocal to a vintage style sample or loop or beat or whatever, it gives it another layer of authenticity. So let's try that. So for this choir-like sound, I'm going to play it one way, and then I'm going to do some edits and probably some inversions to it to make it sound different. So I'm going to play it in basically the same style as the main chord progression, but then just to give it a different voicing, I'm going to make some adjustments after I play it. You'll see. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try a few things. All right, I got some ideas for the edits. I'll do these edits and then I'll explain them. So this is just a few basic inversions and edits. Obviously, I edited some of the timings. I got rid of the root note here at the beginning, and I took this D sharp an octave up. I got rid of the root note on this second chord, and as far as this chord goes, I simply did an inversion which saw these two being sent up an octave. So the second half is the same thing except for this part here, where I saw the D, where I took the D and the A sharp, or B flat if you will, and took those an octave up. So instead of it sounding basically the same in terms of its voicing or which notes ring out more prominent as the piano and the organ and perhaps the trumpet, this is in the same key, in the same scale, playing the same chords, but it sounds different. So it gives the sample a different dynamic. It makes it sound as though there's variety, even though it's playing the same thing. So just take a listen. I think that's fantastic. Okay, so for my last melodic element, I'm staying in the vocal realm. I'm going to use a wonderful plugin called Exhale to do some creative sound design and come up with a vocal, kind of like a vocal chop sound that hopefully will complement the sample. And yeah, let's try and see what happens. All right. I think that sounds pretty good. This is all the melodic elements that I intend to put on here. That's the full sample. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play that sample for you, fully mixed, all the effects and leveling. I'm not going to go through all the effects and leveling. Probably save that for a different video to show you the process of how I do the mixing of the sample. It really isn't that much. The idea is just to try to make it sound like it was made back in the day. So I'm going to play the fully mixed sample, and then as a bonus, I'm going to play it with some drums to show you how it sounds with some drums. So first up, let's play that sample. like that a lot. So let's hear it with some drums on top. All right, that's it. That's all. I'm not gonna I don't want to prolong the video any more than that, because this is exactly what it's set out to do. Make a vintage style sample. This is going to be part of a new loop kit. It's called Better Dreams 2. The kit is inspired by the music of J. Cole and Dreamville. Most of the samples, if not all of them, have a similar style, a style that you would have heard sampled by J. Cole and those artists before. And it's going to be linked in the description, the free version and the premium version. And there's also going to be a discount code if you desire to pick up that premium version. That will be very appreciated. I would thank you very much. I would also thank you very much for liking and subscribing. I say it all the time. This is a brand new channel, and I'm trying to pick up some momentum and do more content like this. If you really like the content, like the music, feel free to like and subscribe. Pick up this free version of this kit. It's called Better Dreams 2, and consider picking up the full version if you actually find inspiration or some sort of use from the free version. All right, thanks for watching, and peace.